Today on Sledhead 24/7, a trip across the world as we head to Russia. Paul Mack leads a group of American sledders to the backlands of Siberia for the Yamalkan, a world championship cross-country race through the tundra. Explore exotic land with native tribes, extinct animals, and a culture that few have experienced. The Arctic Circle, 30 below temps, and frostbite. Can the team withstand the challenges? We'll find out. Sledhead 24/7 and the road to Russia starts now.
We've got the biggest, baddest snowmobiles money can buy from the OEMs, and we have talent fish.
Hey, this is Levi Valley, and you're watching Sledhead 24/7.
You're watching Sledhead 24/7. I'm Carly Applin, and today a special show as Paul Mack takes a group of American sledders to a place very few have gone, the frozen tundra of Siberia. From racing in Russia to a tour of an exotic part of the world, Sledhead 24/7 embarks on the road to Russia.
You know, on the road to Russia, it was a phone call I gotten from a guy I'd raced for years ago. And he called me and said, "I have an opportunity for you." I said, "I'm not sure I'm in." I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's back to Russia." You know, we first talked about going over there. We said, everybody I contacted, why? Why go all the way to Russia? And I said, hey, there's a couple things. First of all, you're going to see things that you never, ever will see in your life. We're going to go up in the Ural Mountains. You're going to go visit Nena villages. We're going to go see the museums and 501 camps, eat the local cuisine, just be a part of Russia, and also, obviously, to go race and hopefully do well. They're giving out, I think, 800,000 rubles to win, and they had a purse payout coming back down, so there's going to be an adventure, and for that reason, I'm in.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Since we started this trip, it's been full on until obviously we get home.
Plane to car to plane to truck to plane to bus to houses to pick more people up to back to the bus to more planes and stuff. So it was crazy. 48 hours to get here nonstop. Where are we? So, how do you say that?
Wherever we go, like, everyone's in a race. It's as fast as you can go to get there. I mean, it doesn't care if anyone's in the road. It's just, I mean, it's first one there wins, but it's kind of different.
We are in the Arctic Circle. The city is Sledhead, Russia, and I believe it's the largest city north as far as you can go.
It's hugely different. Well, I haven't done a lot of traveling, but it was a real eye-opening experience for me.
I mean, at first it kind of was like, oh, we're going to Russia, but I mean, the whole 2 days it took here to get here, and then right when we got here, the weather, it was like really cold and just didn't know what to think. -20 or whatever it was. It wasn't as bad as it sounds, but pretty excited to be here.
The weather is just brutally cold, but the terrain probably a lot like the Midwest terrain, you know.
Yes, it's very hard to living in the extremely low temperature and surviving in tundra.
I'm totally guessing because, you know, it feels like you're so removed here from everything else.
Kind of different, really different. It's kind of weird, you know, not understanding everyone. I feel really out of place, but.
I don't know what you're saying, man.
The theme is not knowing what the hell is going on. You can't talk to anybody. They don't understand you. So you gotta rely on one or two people that can actually understand you to get the word across, to get some information to you.
They're from all over the world. It doesn't matter if you can understand the language or not. Racing here, and it's for one reason, and we all love snowmobiling.
Still ahead, what's life like in Russia? The crew experiences the culture and lifestyle of the locals and tribes. We take a trip to a historic museum with history and ancient artifacts. Racing in Siberia might be difficult. Will the crew receive the sleds on time, get prepped, and be ready to race? We'll find out when Sledhead 24/7 and the road to Russia returns. Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by FXR, world-class outerwear, Polaris, terrain domination, C&A Pro Skis, ride like a pro, Fox, redefining ride dynamics, Skidoo Snowmobiles, and by Spy Optics.
It's never easy being the favorite, the one others look to beat. And when expectations are at their highest, how will you respond? AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
I will take you on a white-knuckle ride down memory lane. I will show you speed worthy of your courage. I will make you the alpha of the pack. Arcticat, share our passion.
A man will ask a lot of his truck. Can it tow that? Haul this? Make it all the way over the top of that? Well, isn't it nice to know that the answer will always be hell yes. This is the groundbreaking Ram Heavy Duty with 30,000 pounds of towing and 850 pound-feet of torque.
The 2014 Ski-Doo Renegade, featuring the R-Motion suspension. Easily adjustable, highly flexible. Because backs, hips, and knees are not. The R-Motion for superior comfort and control on and off trail. It's technology you'll only find on Ski-Doo sleds. The 2014 Ski-Doo Renegade. Find it here.
Welcome back to Sledhead 24/7 as we continue on the road to Russia. Siberia is one of the most isolated places on the planet with unlimited riding. But Siberia has more to explore beyond snowmobiles, riding, and racing.
Today, Sledhead is the center of the snowmobile universe, an outpost established a half-century ago by folks who developed creative ways to endure harsh winters.
We have a long, depressive winter, so all houses are painted on different colors to make this winter not so depressive. 10 months per year, it's white and dark.
Okay, I'm here with Mary. We're looking at the mammoths right now. I got some questions here. What is this? Is this bone, or what is the skeletal remains here?
This is the skeleton of a woolly rhinoceros. It was one of the main representatives of the Ice Age.
What were the horns used for? Was it used for battles, for fighting, do you know?
I believe that they were used for protection. And this exhibit is unique because all the bones you can see here belong to one specimen.
We're behind the scenes right now. Came into the back room of the museum. This is the stuff that you don't see out on display. What it is back here is remnants, leftovers of the 501 camps. They said the ruins are 7 years old. The buildings have kind of collapsed, deteriorated. They've been sitting there for a long time. Evidently, there isn't much left. There's a lot of stuff left here. You can see shoes, shovels, cups, glasses, different things they use in the camps and everyday life. Unfortunately for a lot of those prisoners, also the barbed wire, because you didn't get out of there, and if you did, there was nowhere to go. You're in Siberia. Yeah, I was in one of these yesterday. It's amazing how warm there. You can see it's just thin, light fur. You couldn't believe how they still live like that after 2,000 years. How do you think snowmobiling started? In a sense, the Nenets with the sleds were the first snowmobilers. Thanks, because we love it today. Technology changed a little bit.
For me, it's just a part of our history that is very interesting and unique.
You know, we saw it in the museum now. We looked at all the mammoths, we've looked at the Nenets villages. Now we're going to ride there. Tomorrow we check it out. We go by snowmobile, 150 miles right to the Nenet villages, which on the way we're going to pass where they found all of these super cool mammoths.
We're on the Olympic Stadium Tower, which is the highest point of Helsinki right now. The stadium was built for the 1940 Olympics, which were not held because of the World War II. And our Olympics were held 1952. It's still the biggest stadium in Finland.
The reindeer significance here up in Sledhead is that the people that lived up here for thousands of years, not hundreds, thousands of years, that are natives to this are called Nenets. The reindeer are nomads roaming around the area. The Nenets follow them in tents and then only take enough reindeer to cover their supplies to eat, for food, for medicine. That's it.
Nenets people believe that the mammoths won't die and still living with sacred people Siberia underground, and they are herding mammoths to protect the underground world. So this animal, this creature, also sacred for these people.
Next on Sledhead 24/7, time is of the essence and it's down to the wire. The team pulls an all-nighter as they attempt to modify and rebuild their sleds and locate others stuck in a snowstorm. Will the crew make it to the start line on time and be ready to get some? Stay tuned.
Made in the USA and shipped worldwide, Arctic Effects has been leading the way in snowmobile graphics since 2004. Brand new to Arctic Effects is the online custom wrap selection app. Arctic Effects lets you custom design your sled with a graphic look for you. Go online, select your sled, pick the colors, pick the wrap styles and layers, see what your sled looks like online. Order and it will be delivered to your door.
Welcome back to Sledhead 24/7 and the road to Russia. The Riders for America are led by Paul Mack, and they are facing harsh weather and tight deadlines before their Siberian cross-country race. And this is some of the coldest and toughest terrain on planet Earth.
The Yamalkan Snowmobile race is up in Sledhead, Russia. It's the most northern city of population in all of Russia, so it's way up there. It's the middle of nowhere.
Everything basically was trucked up here by military vehicles.
You know, I went over there as just the manager of the team. I was going to manage the team and go in a race just to give it a whirl because I'm getting a little old to be racing, but I thought it'd be fun to do it again. So my main job as a manager was to make sure everybody had snowmobiles, we had spare parts, we had all of our gear, we had everything that we needed in order to race.
We want you to make sure you have fun, you don't get hurt, and you're comfortable. I can't determine what that is.
I can't see on camera.
Starting to get down to the wire. We're 48 hours from race day, and we don't have our snowmobiles. Some of them are there, but a lot of the snowmobiles haven't arrived yet. We're still missing probably, I think, 20-some snowmobiles for our group that we needed. So now I'm panicking. Where we were, back to square one. One step forward, two steps back. We get down to 1 day to go. I'm really sweating bullets now. Still no sleds. We're waiting until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Finally, we hear the trucks are about 3 hours away. The snowmobiles will be here in the morning at race day. I mean, finally there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We're a little bit optimistic. We've got the snowmobiles. We don't have hardly any time to get them ready. We've got a matter of a few hours before the race actually starts. And they're not going to postpone the race for us. So
the sleds just showed up early this morning, and they came without tethers, and we're nowhere near the race site. We're wrenching at a separate place, so we're
kind of struggling.
Just doing some last minute stuff real quick to start getting them down to the line.
You know, having been to Russia a few times before, I was there 15 years ago was my last time, and I remember it's very difficult because there is no fab shop. It isn't like here where you can run into your garage and you have the things you need.
We got to working on them this morning, so pretty excited.
Probably something to check these handlebars.
We're not just going to take snowmobiles in and go ride and run what you brung. I mean, we got to go through them. We want to change the skis, change carbides, change shocks, change the setup, get it to where it's comfortable for each individual rider's characteristics. We did some suspension work, take some in and out, so we needed tools, and of course, you always snap off a bolt or two, which yours truly did. But luckily, there was a dealer next to us that had a lathe there, he had a cutting torch, he had a bandsaw, porta band, so he had some minimal tools. So let me tell you, man, it's an experience. We need some carbides. We need a little more aggressive carbide, and unfortunately we didn't bring our stud boys with because we didn't know exactly what we had here, so we're gonna go see what they have at the Polaris dealer. You don't have like 5-inch, or these are the same thing. See the carbide?
Yeah.
I need like, they make 5-inch, 8-inch.
Yeah.
Do they have any here?
Yeah.
Any with more carbide?
No.
That's it?
Yeah, no snow crush.
Okay, yeah, not snow cross. Good point. But it is cross country.
Yeah.
We'll probably use these, and they're the same thing, aren't they? Might as well just use these then.
We're in full-on fabrication here, so Jimmy stands a chance of winning. And we're gonna put Yamaha carbides on a Polaris. We could drill. We could take and cut this off and drill a new hole right here, and plunk, she's in.
We got about 1 hour now. We're supposed to be at the driver's meeting. As you can see, far from done. Rear rail is out, changing in front track shock, rear track shock. We don't have much time left. So normally I got fish doing all my dirty work for me. As you can see, my hands are fairly clean. Todd's my new grease baby taking over for fish, but if it wasn't for Todd, seriously, I'd be screwed.
So we definitely had to scramble, you know, to get the sleds ready to go and get them out there. And thank goodness the weather was cold and they postponed the race a little bit, which helped us tremendously because if they would have started the race when they were supposed to, I'm not sure we'd have actually made it.
And I think we've got a pretty good handle on it. This will be my first venture as a race team manager. It's either going to be an A+ or I'm thinking an F. We'll let the crew decide when we're done.
It was just an absolute mess, so it's been kind of a crazy fiasco the whole time.
Next on Sledhead 24/7, how will the team and sleds hold up in 30 below with minimal prep time? We'll find out when the road to Russia returns. Stay tuned. Power, performance, reliability. For nearly 20 years, Speedworks has manufactured world-class high-performance products. Products made right here in the USA, delivering dominating results and reliability. If you're looking for the best performance for your ATV, UTV, snowmobile, or race car, look no further than Speedworks. Speedworks, straight up USA horsepower. Western Canadian customers visit Echo Cycle.
Take home all the excitement with Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. Feel the power. Experience the speed. Waterproof electronics. Only Traxxas makes high-performance radio controls so easy, fast, and fun. Visit Traxxas.com to find a retailer near you. Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control.
Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil, the first in synthetics. Arctic Cat, share our passion. Ram, guts, glory, Ram. Speedworks, straight up USA horsepower. GoPro, be a hero. And by Stud Boy, traction with an attitude.
Cross-country racing in Siberia and Team USA, led by Paul Mack, are ready to race. The course is long, harsh, and cold. The perfect challenge and what every sledder is looking for.
Race day arrived. Sleds are prepped and everyone made it on time.
Whatever number you draw, that's where you leave. So whoever draws number 1, they're the first person out. Number 2 is 1 minute behind them. Third place would be 2 minutes behind later. They're 1 minute apart. So every number drawn is a minute between you, the guy ahead of you, and you, the guy or gal behind you. In the pro class, I decided to put Tuppers over there with Paul Heinen, with Jim Kendall. So I put those 5 over in the pro class. We needed to have a presence for the U.S. in the utility class. So I put myself with Dale Lindbeck. The track went out for one 60-mile lap. There's 4 different legs. Each leg is 60 miles. You have enough fuel to go for your lap, come in, you get fueled because you've gone 60 miles. We top you off, you go out for your next 60-mile lap. And it goes straight out, makes just one big loop, and it's all zigzags. The track is a constant left and right-hand turns. It isn't like a cross-country race we'd have in the U.S. When you get tired, you can just sit down on the snowmobile, pin it, get some breathing room. You can just sit down, catch your breath, catch your composure, and get along straightaway. The longest straightaway couldn't have been more than 200 yards. The average straightaway was less than 100 yards. So it's just left, right, ditch beds, creek beds, come back out of the creek bed, left turn, right turn, 100 yards out, left turn, just a series of turns, and the bumps were beyond words. It was like a 2-hour snow cross.
And it was long, lots of turns, a lot of turns in there, so you got tired after that second loop with the holes in the turns.
The holes were anywhere from 3 to 4 feet up to 8 feet high, because 100 snowmobiles had went through that same 60-mile loop. Remember that weird snow I told you about? There's no moisture, it doesn't pack, it just dissipates and blows holes out.
The track was like crazy, like completely different, like down to dirt, like holes like 4 feet deep.
A lot of corners, a lot of just diving down into creek bottoms and little lake bottoms and back up the other side and around this tree and around that tree. So there was definitely a lot of cornering.
And we're in the middle of nowhere. If you break down or you're injured, the only thing you have is a little handheld transponder. And there's an emergency button you could push. If you get hurt or injured, hopefully you can get to the transponder, pull it out of your coat and press the button for help. And when you do that, then there's aerial support. They had multiple helicopters and had ground support crews there. So that if you did get injured, you can reach a transponder and you can signal for help. Hopefully you're not going to freeze before they get there.
A little tired. The track is as rough as any track I've ridden in years. Very demanding. You need to be smart to stay on it. Any overriding, you're off in waist deep, chest deep snow and stuck. So
I wasn't expecting this. You'd get in the trees and stuff and you'd get really warm, and then you'd get out in the open and it'd just wind blowing and freeze your ass off. But it's really different.
The holes were huge, and a couple times I hit my head on the handlebars. You know, I was really tired by the end.
That was the most brutal race I've ever raced in my life, and I've raced in a lot of races. We're walking to the awards banquet because we brought home some money.
В размере 800 000 рублей завоевал Paul Mack, Соединенные Штаты Америки.
And
this team did absolutely awesome. I'm so proud of everybody. I'm so excited for everybody. We all had great results. We cannot wait to get back here next year and really put the hurt to them next time.
It was quite the experience, and glad to have everyone here, and it was fun.
This was a whole new experience, seeing their perspective.
It was a neat experience, working with 24/7 and everybody pulling together to get the best results. We had good results for USA.
Congrats to Paul Mack and Team USA. Mackman is truly an international superstar on the snow. I'm not sure what he did to those Russian rubles. For more info on the trip, head to sledhead24-7.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. I'm Carly Applin. Thanks for watching Sledhead 24/7. See you next week.
Next week on Sledhead 24/7, we head to Wyoming and preview the Jackson Hole Hill climbs. It's a mile-high party on one of the steepest faces in the world for racing. Rob Kincaid and Dave McClure receive a sled build of a lifetime at Speedworks, the home of horsepower. And we ride, rate, and review some of the 2014 models from the OEMs. All that and more next week on Sledhead 24/7. Thanks for watching.